It's in the game.
No Collins. We in Miami and we ballin'. She let dollar pull up as we mobbin'. Every time I'm in the city, we be locked in. Ay, locked in. Ball Harbor, take you shopping. Nikki Beach, we in the water. Free out, make it hotter. 2 a.m., we ended up at Live. 3 a.m., we like Pope. 4 a.m. and I know which girls I'm taking home.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the legendary venues in the sport, historic Soldier Field in Chicago. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Mike Tirico, along with my partner Greg Olson, it's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. And off we go from the Windy City. Good return here, brings it up to the 33. Yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Bears buffer! Bears buffer! What is it? Watch out! Watch out!
Williams going to throw on the first play. He'll get this to the Missouri man, Luther Burden. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Colston Loveland was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
What is it on? Vengeance! Vengeance! Here we go. We got Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty.
Throw it again. It's Williams. A pickup of 15 in the air. Good for a Bears 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Strong running there. Inside the 30. On the move with a gain of 9.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
And this offense just continues to methodically move the ball down the field here on their opening drive, Mike. And I think defensively, they've got to figure something out. Otherwise, this has the looks for one of those long days in the office.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
Down inside the 10, and he will get into the end zone. DJ Moore, touchdown Bears. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown. That is a dream start for this offense.
Broncos nothing. Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. On down at the 21, a gain of 1.
At the 21-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big-time play for the Broncos. 38 yards. 1st and 10.
1st down, Denver.
From the gun, that is a run with Harvey. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
10 more yards. That's another Broncos first down.
Play action now. It's next. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. A gain there of 15. Good for a Denver first down. We are through 1. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Soldier Field after this. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with 1st and 10. Former Ohio State Buckeye, here's J.K. Dobbins. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 18-yard line.
On the ground, here's Dobbins. Whoa! And he will score! J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Broncos.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. From the 24 now, here's second and 9. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
He gets this complete to Burden. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big-time play for the Bears. 33 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first down, it's Swift. Has some room inside the 30. And he will get into the end zone. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Chicago. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talked about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
So this being the first half, they elect to still kick the extra point instead of moving it up to the 1. A little bit easier following the penalty, and the kick is good. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. A run with Dobbins. He's inside the 40, inside the 20, and he is gone. 71 yards. Touchdown, Denver. Well, that's a way to start a drive. He takes it all the way to the house. I don't know what they were talking about on the last series, but they've come out on this series, Greg, with the right answer for the touchdown.
And, Mike, the reason a lot of teams start off drives with the run plays to allow themselves to operate ahead of the chains. Well, not this guy. He found the alley, he took it, and he's off to the races for 6.
Duvernay on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Park squares, park squares. Here we go. We got Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty. Yes.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams. Moving left. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Gonna look deep, looking for more. That is hot! And he will go all the way. DJ Moore, touchdown Bears. His 2nd catch of the game, and both have gone for touchdowns. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Dobbins. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Broncos 1st down.
Now it's Dobbins. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. 2 first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up
They'll stick with him again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got him going backwards now, Mike, and this is a worrying trend. We've seen it now the last 2 plays. They have to be able to generate some leverage at the point of attack. Count on positive yardage in the run game.
It is 3rd and long.
Captain. Away.
Throwing. Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And he will score. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Denver. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he will get into the end zone. The call works, as they will indeed take the lead.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Duvernay on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. So it is a one-point game here at the half as we check in with Scott Hansen for our halftime report. Scott. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A one-point game as quarter 3 begins. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and
back to the ground. He'll get it again. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop it for no gain. Yet again. And now it's third down.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Third and 10.
Bombers. Hold on a second. Ready. Captain.
They'll throw. It's Nix. This one intercepted. Picked off by Kyler Gordon. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. The defense comes up with the big play, and the pick 6 changes all the momentum. New leader in this one with that touchdown.
Mike, this is one of those plays at the end they're going to look back on and say that play changed the game. Not only do you create the turnover, you take it back the other way, and now you find yourself with the lead here in the second half.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin.
At their own 21-yard line.
Hold on a second.
Drive will start on the ground. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Second down, Nix. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Montez Sweat getting in for the sack, and now it's going to be 3rd and a mile. From the shotgun, here's Nix. On the run to the right. He'll take a shot with Mims. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it's going to lead to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Nix. He's going to look downfield once again. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 89 yards. Touchdown, Denver.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field, and after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Throwing is Nix. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. So now after the touchdown, Luntz going to send this one away. Duvernay on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Let it up.
Give up the middle with Swift. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Another run here. Another run by Swift. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
He's got Loveland free left side. And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
Once he saw the defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot and drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
They will run it over center with Swift. And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter. Fourth quarter begins on the ground with Swift. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yardage, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. He's got it at about the 8, and they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up 1st and goal.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down, Williams. And he's in. Holston Loveland. Touchdown, Chicago. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win? I don't mind the play call. There's something you have to keep in mind, Mike, is when you decide to pass this close to the goal line, all of the space is the width of the field. There's not a lot of depth to the field. So that's why the timing, the anticipation, the accuracy of the quarterback, it all has to be on point. It wasn't on that last play, and that's why it ultimately failed.
They'll begin here on the ground. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Now on 2nd and long. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
Open space inside the 10. And he'll take this one in. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown Bears. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Santos for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Bears will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Broncos 28. Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10. Their own 18-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Hold on a second. Away. Bombers. Captain.
Now Nick's going to look to throw. He's going to try it here again. That is brought in. And that changes things. Out of bounds inside the 40. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. A pickup of 44 yards.
A pickup of 44 yards on the play. And the Broncos first down.
Captain.
A first down throw for Nix. That is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Hold on a second. Ready. Away. Bombers. Captain.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. That's down the field and intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time.
Coming